Hey guys, my name is Matti and it's time for another quick little pro tip, and today we're going to talk about how to choose the best music for your videos. Now this is one of the most crucial steps in your editing process, and really it can make or break your video depending on if you choose the right song or not. But first, a quick little update. If you missed the last video, I launched the new Travel Feels online store along with some new merch. We got hats, t-shirts, and hoodies, and we're also doing a 300k giveaway. I'll link it down below. And also the presets, all my presets, the CineLuts 2.0 and the older original CineLuts and the Lightroom presets, they're all on sale for the next 2 weeks while the giveaway is going on. So check out that stuff if you're interested. All right, so let's talk music. And before we get into the 3 tips, let's talk about where you can get your music. And right now I'm actually almost exclusively using Epidemic Sound, and there's a couple reasons for that. One is that they just have a ton of songs on there. I think they have the most music out of any of these kind of YouTube licensing platforms right now, and the music is just really high quality. They keep adding new songs, so I really like that part. But also it's a monthly subscription, so you can just drop it at any time, and it's only around $15 a month, so it's not super expensive, especially because you don't have to pay it off all at once, some sort of yearly subscription or big licenses. You can just pay it off as you make videos. $15 a month isn't too much, so it's pretty affordable. So that's what I'm using right now. I'll link it down below, but there's a whole bunch of different sites, but Epidemic is a really good place to start if you don't have any kind of platform that you're getting good music from right now. Alright, so here's 3 key tips that you need to know in order to choose the best music for your videos. Number 1 is to actually watch your footage. I like to put all my footage in a timeline and just kind of scrub through and see what I captured. Is it a cloudy day? Is it a sunny day? Is it a tropical feel? Is it more cold and Arctic? Are people smiling? Are people more serious? What's the overall mood in the video? So then I can take all these things into account when I'm choosing the song, because you never want your visuals and your music clashing. For example, if you have a whole bunch of laughing, smiling faces, you don't want some serious, somber song or just some slow-paced thing. You want something a little more upbeat and a little bit more happy, maybe hopeful. So you really need to scrub through your footage and see what kind of stuff you got, because even if you're planning to use this song and you kind of filmed with this song in mind, the day could have looked or turned out completely differently from what you planned. And so you shouldn't force some song onto your footage if it just doesn't fit. You'd never want your visuals and your audio to clash. Number 2, don't go too niche. So we all have different musical tastes, and when you're choosing music for your videos, you kind of have to balance your own tastes and then what other people might like at the same time. You can't necessarily just go with the kind of music that you like, especially if you're into a very niche specific kind of music, for example, hardcore or metal or something like that, where the majority of people don't listen to that, but there is a good group of people that do. But the point of putting out videos is to have as many people watch as possible, so therefore you also want music that appeals to just the greater majority of the public. Like for example, imagine if I did the whole intro sequence to this song. It could work, and there's definitely a time and place for this kind of music, but the majority of people don't listen to this kind of music, so it's gonna throw off a lot of people. Some people are gonna love it, and that's good, but a lot of people maybe aren't gonna like it. So try to choose music that isn't too niche. Again, it's a balancing act, and you should be kind of aware of the trends that are going on. Right now, I'd say kind of the electro dance is super popular, and pop, of course, is always popular, especially indie pop right now. Anything like that that works really well. And then number 3 is to look at the tempo and structure of the song. So let's say you want a fast-paced edit, then you can't choose a slow-paced song or vice versa. You need to think about what kind of edit you want and then choose a song according to that. Is it a more epic, high-paced video, or is it a more slow-mo heavy, smooth, calm kind of cinematic video? If you don't choose the right song, you'll definitely fail at making this happen. But even more, you want to look at the structure of the song. Some songs are kind of just the same the whole way through, and other songs have these really different kinds of parts to them. One of the big things that I look for is build-up. So a nice build-up into a chorus or whatever, that's gonna really help your B-roll montages or just accentuating certain parts of your video. But of course, if the song is just the same the whole way through, there's no build-ups, you can't do those same kinds of things in your editing process. And that's not to say that every song needs to have a build-up, but if you need that build-up, well then look for it in the structure. So I not only listen to the song, but I like looking at the waveforms and kind of seeing the structure of the song, where the build-ups, what happens here and what happens there, just to make sure that there's a lot of variety in the songs. I usually like songs with more variety just because it gives you more options in the editing process. So tempo and structure play a massive role in what kind of song you should choose for your video. Alright, so nice and short and sweet, there's 3 tips for you on how to choose the best music for your videos. I highly recommend spending a lot of time on choosing the right song. Sometimes I like to go on just, music listening binges. I'll just listen to a whole bunch of music and I'll just download all the ones that I like, so that I have this nice library of songs that I can use and just quickly go through and find the right song for that edit. I highly recommend doing this, especially when you're in a time crunch. You have just a nice list to choose from. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of time looking for songs. But hey, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it.